Welcome back to the Mowing in the Dark podcast. I am your host, Ariens Sutter. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Guys, thanks for listening on the podcast. Thanks for watching online on YouTube. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Guys, this past week, not this week that we're in, but the past week was a super busy week for us here at the Sutter home. So we have had a ton of stuff going on. Last week was a busy week because we ended up going to the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky, and it was awesome. So before we jump into that, let me play the show sponsor, and then we will go right into everything that happened at the Farm Machinery Show. As a lawn care provider, do you want to make a year-round income? Are you worried at the end of the lawn care season because you don't know how you're going to make it through the winter? Then you need to check out the 12-month contract from mowinginthedarkpodcast.com. This is the same contract that I use to make my own year-round income. This 100% editable 12-month contract is available for only $5.99. The contract has rock-solid terms and conditions so that you're protected from all kinds of liability in lawn maintenance and snow removal. Get your 12-month contract at mowinginthedarkpodcast.com today. All right, guys, so we went to the Farm Machinery Show this year. This was our first time going. The weather was nice here in Michigan. It's been nice here in Michigan all February, really. It's been mild. It hasn't snowed much. And so we decided, you know what? We're going to take the whole family. We're going to go down to Louisville, Kentucky to the Farm Machinery Show. And I got to tell you, this was a great decision. However, there was a little hiccup along the way. Well, a big hiccup, really. But let's jump into why we went. So our family, we love equipment, okay? Now, I don't dig all the specs and all that stuff. I just like looking at equipment. I love oogling shiny new equipment. And so we decided as a family, you know what? We're just going to take half a week, Wednesday through Saturday. We're going to go down there. We're going to check it out, see what it's all about. We're going to look at big tractors, farm machinery. My boys love it. My boys have a video game called Farm Simulator, okay? They play that thing all the time, especially my oldest son, Marcus. He loves the Farm Simulator because he wants to be a farmer when he gets older, but he wants to be a regenerative farmer like his hero in life, Joel Salatin. And so he wants to do that. He went there kind of knowing that there wasn't going to be a whole lot of stuff along the regenerative line for him to look at, but he still loves equipment. He still loves looking at it. And we all do, really. And from what we heard in the past, that this was just a good show. And so we decided, my friend Cameron Duncan from the Lawn Care Life in Missouri, he and his family went. And so we met up there. We had a great time. We didn't get to spend a whole lot of time together. We really wish we would have been able to spend more time with them. Cameron has two little young girls, 5 and 2, I think. And their 2-year-old is all over the place. She is a ball of energy. And the 5-year-old is really sweet and just, she's just awesome. And then, of course, Cameron's wife, Brandy, she was there as well. Super nice people, just great people. If you've never met Cameron, he's a person you've got to meet along your travels in life, okay? So Cameron runs a lawn care business in Missouri, and he does a lot of work that I want to get into. He does the work with a Ventrac machine, and that has the deck out front. He uses something called a tough cut mower, and he uses that for a lot of brush clearing. He does a lot of that with his Ventrac machine. And so that's something that I'm looking at. I'm looking at that Ventrac machine. I'm considering it. Since I went to the farm show, I'm thinking, well, tractor, Ventrac, tractor, Ventrac, tractor, Ventrac, just battling myself in my mind. because I love tractors, guys. I mean, I have loved tractors since I was the teeniest, tiniest little kid. Um, I, I have a story. When I was 5 years old, we lived in Lower Michigan, basically right on the border of Indiana and Michigan. And we rented a farmhouse on a farm, an active farm, and they were plowing a field across the dirt road that we lived on. The guy that owned our property, he was plowing the field, and it was Sunday morning, and we were getting ready for church. So I was dressed up, in my little vest that my mom would dress me in, and dress pants and nice shoes, and I'm 5, okay? So I snuck out of the house. It was almost time to go to church. I snuck out of the house, ran across the road through the muddy field, and I stopped the tractor, or he stopped for me, and he waved me on up because they loved kids. And I rode for like 2 or 3 rows with this guy before my parents found me. And then I was in trouble. But guys, I love tractors. I love farm equipment. I would love to be a farmer. I would love to be at home and farm, have a homestead. In fact, our family just started a homestead YouTube channel because we do have kind of a little teeny tiny homestead here that we want to grow, and we want to move out of town. We're in town right now on 3/4 of an acre. We have chickens. We're really considering rabbits and meat rabbits, to be specific. And we have a garden. We just love working around the house. So we started a channel. We used to have a channel called Dream for the Weekend, RV Family Adventures, or something like that. And we haven't posted on that channel for a long time. So we just decided, because we don't RV enough to make enough content to keep that channel going. And so we decided, you know what? We're going to start a homesteading channel that encompasses everything. It's going to encompass, cooking and taking care of our animals, and my wife's business and my business, and raising our boys, and everything that we do here around the home, around our homestead, as we call it. And so that's what the new channel is. The new channel is Sutter Family Homestead. So it's brand new, guys. Brand new. We just basically came up with the name last night. We've already filmed a couple of videos for this channel, so stay tuned. If you would, head over to YouTube and subscribe to Sutter Family Homestead. It's there. There are videos on that channel, but they're all RVing channels or videos so far, which they're great. They're great videos, but our content is going to be encompassing basically our whole life. And so if you want to follow our family in our journey to moving out of this house that we're in eventually, and purchasing land and building a homestead from scratch, then please head over to YouTube, follow Sutter Family Homestead, Sutter Family Homestead. You can find us there. Subscribe, smash the like button on a couple of videos. Let's start growing that channel, revive that channel. And guys, I look forward to interacting with you over there on that channel. My wife is involved. She's making videos. It's really cool. So if you want to see who my wife is, her personality, go check it out. It's fantastic. It's going to be awesome. Our boys are involved. It's just great. But anyway, that's not about this video, or this podcast, sorry. I have videos on the mind right now. We filmed 2 videos already today for that other channel. It's mind-boggling. So anyway, and I've edited a Lansing lawn service video today too. So it has been a mad rush today. So because my wife has the day off because it's President's Day, my boys are home from school, so we've been outside doing work. It's a lot. So let me slow down. So we went to the National Farm Machinery Show. I got to tell you guys, right off the rip, we pull into the Louisville Exposition Center parking lot. It was packed. I thought the Equip Expo, or the GIE Expo, was huge. Like, it's the biggest thing I've ever been to. the Farm Machinery Show dwarfs the Equip Expo by double. All right, this is a huge show. Like I can't even tell you. They had the back parking lots filled. They had the front parking lots filled. People were parking in the grass. They were parking everywhere. They were busing people in. FFA groups from high schools around the area were busing kids in. And this was a family event. It was so refreshing, guys. I am telling you what. It was a huge difference from the Equip Expo to the National Farm Machinery Show. I mean, there was families everywhere, from little teeny tiny babies to teenagers. They were all excited to be there. They were all genuinely nice and kind and courteous. And there was large gangs of kids, high schoolers, walking around the show, interacting with the booths and the equipment. It was amazing. So I'm telling you, the Equip Expo could take a page out of the playbook of the National Farm Machinery Show. This was a great event. And I really want to go back next year. It was just so wonderful. Now, the problem with us going back next year is that it's in February. So for us up north, we generally February is our snowiest month of the year. And so it's really hard to get away in February. So my plan is to try and find a guy or two or three to cover my snow removal route that week in February so that we can head back down there and enjoy that show again, because it was amazing, guys. And yes, I was tired while I was there, and I have a cold. My cold was much worse when we were there, and so I was kind of miserable, and it wasn't as enjoyable when I was there. But when we came back home, just thinking back on the show and everything we saw, all the people we interacted with, it was wonderful. It was a breath of fresh air. And so we really want to go back as a family again next year, because my littlest son, Levi, who is 7, he can go. He can go next year. And he could go this year. And he could have gone when he was a baby. There was people pulling wagons and carts and all sorts of stuff with kids. It was amazing. And I wish the Equip Expo would change their rules and allow families to be together at their show and make that show more family friendly. Now, I get it. I want to pause here. I get it. I get why the National Farm Machinery Show could be more family friendly. All right? And here's why. They don't have an outdoor demo. They do not. Of course, it's February. The outdoor demo area that would be there for the Equip Expo, it's mud. It would get really torn up, okay? And yes, it gets torn up for the Equip Expo as well, but it's different. It's wet, it's muddy, it's nasty. Nobody's going to want to walk out there. And so I get it. I understand why the National Farm Machinery Show can be more family friendly. All right, I get that. And I get why Equip Expo has to be more careful because they have equipment running outside. I understand that. I get it. Insurance is an issue. Charge me $5 more per ticket. Charge me $10 more per ticket to attend the show. Charge me $20 more a ticket to attend the show. I would be thrilled to pay $40 a ticket to attend the Equip Expo and have my family with me. That would cover your costs for insurance by far. So I would think let's do it. You know, let's raise those prices like we always say in lawn care. Let's raise those Equip Expo prices so that we can have families there, because there were a lot of people that did not go to Equip Expo last year because they couldn't have their family with them. The lawn care business, by and large, is a family business. It's almost like farming. It's almost like the agriculture community. We are small, most of us, and we involve our families a lot of times. So to not have the ability to bring your family to the Equip Expo is a deterrent for a lot of people to come. So I would say a $40 ticket to the Equip Expo is nothing. That is a drop in the bucket for a show like that. I would gladly pay it. Now, the National Farm Machinery Show, they don't sell tickets. That's free. It is free, but you pay for parking. So you pay $15 for parking, or $12. $12 for a car, $15 for a truck, $30, I think, or $25 or $30 for a bus or camper, okay? So you do pay for parking, but there's no ticket fee. So I get it. I understand, but I don't mind paying it. I don't mind paying the ticket price. I would rather pay more per ticket and bring my family to the Equip Expo than leave them at home. So anyway, this is about the farm machinery show. So we walked through on Wednesday. We got there about noon, 1 o'clock on Wednesday, and we walked through the show. We did meet up with Cameron and his family for a little bit. They had just gotten there. We met up with them. We were walking around some equipment, and we saw Cameron and his family. And their littlest one, she wants to run bad. So we let them go their own way. We didn't follow them around because that would have been even more of a distraction for the parents of these children, for Cameron and his wife. You know, they had to keep track of their kids. So they're young, you know, so we completely understand. We would have loved to walk around with them, but we also understand what it's like to have small children in an environment like that. And so we just let them do their own thing, and we would try to meet up for dinner or for breakfast. And we did meet up for breakfast Thursday morning. So that was wonderful. It was a great time to just get to sit down and talk, get to reminisce with Cameron a little bit, get to know his wife Brandy a lot better, and to get to know the personalities of their children more. It was just wonderful. It was great. So then Thursday, we went back to the show, and we basically walked the whole thing again, except there was a portion that at the Equip Expo doesn't even exist. It was in a whole nother area of the exposition center. So you have the stadium there where they play basketball games. When they have the Equip Expo, they have all the food trucks in there. Well, this is long past that. So this is a whole nother area, and that place was full. And it was like half the size of the big exposition center. So this thing is huge. It's like literally almost double the size of the Equip Expo on the inside. On the outside, yes, the Equip Expo is probably bigger than the Farm Machinery Show altogether. But on the inside, the Farm Machinery Show dwarfs the Equip Expo. So, guys, this was a fantastic show, and we got to meet up with some people that I've met in the years past, the last 2 years now. We met up with Tony from Tony's Tractor Adventures at the TYM booth. We got to hang out with Tony and his wife Tanya. They are amazing people. If you have not checked out Tony's channel, Tony's Tractor Adventures, go check that out. They're kind of a homesteading type channel, but they do a lot of tractor work. They also do sawmill work. They build things. They recently built a greenhouse. It's an amazing channel. I love it. Our family loves watching it. We watch that at night sometimes instead of watching like a regular TV show like Little House on the Prairie or something like that. So they are really fantastic people. We talked to them for probably an hour, and they are just so nice and so warm and friendly. And Tanya and my wife Renee, they're Facebook friends now, I guess, so that's pretty cool. They hit it off really well. So I really appreciate Tony. He gave me some advice for my YouTube channel a couple years back, and that helped me out a lot. He just they're encouraging people, and so it was great meeting them at the show as well. It was great hanging out at the TYM booth. We did not meet the main guy from Arms Family Homestead. We did not meet him. He had a whole line of people to come meet him and shake his hand and take pictures and stuff at the TYM booth while we were there. So we didn't get to meet them, but it was fantastic. It was wonderful. We met some other guys there that have YouTube channels, and they were good too. But the people that I remember are Tony and Tanya. They are just fantastic people. So then after that, we went out and we got some food, and we sat in the main hallway there in the front part of the exposition center. And this whole time that we're there, I am watching the forecast, because it was forecasted that a snowstorm was going to slice right down the middle of our area here in Lansing. South of us was going to be just rain. North of us was going to be snow. And Lansing, just a small strip, was going to be ice and snow and rain. And so I was praying, we've been praying for like 2 weeks now, that the storm would go north of us so that we wouldn't get the ice and the snow, that we'd just get rain. Well, that didn't happen. So we're sitting there. My wife and my son Levi got some pizza, and they're eating that. And Marcus and I got ice cream, because we love the ice cream at the Expo Center. So I'm sitting there, looking at my weather app, and it does not, this is Thursday afternoon, and it does not look like it's going to be possible for us to stay until Saturday. I emailed everyone and all my snow clients, and I said, you know what? It doesn't look like we're going to get 1.5 inches of snow or accumulation. So I think we're going to stay here in Louisville. And we walked around the show a little bit more after I sent those emails and text messages. And really what it came down to is I was just uncomfortable with staying, knowing that there was going to be an ice storm coming through. I have a doctor's office up here that I clear the lot for. I have other businesses that I clear for. And really, I didn't have to clear. I only cleared 2 driveways with this storm. But I needed to come home and clear the parking lots for these businesses. It was just ice and slush and just nastiness. And we really wanted to hang out with Cameron and his family some more, but it just did not work out. It was the safe thing to do for our family to jump in the car at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Louisville and drive back home. And then when we got back home, it was about 10 or 11 o'clock, and we hit... there's a freeway in Michigan called I-94, and we call it the I-94 corridor. It goes from Lake Michigan through Kalamazoo, through Battle Creek, and over to Detroit. And we call it the 94 corridor. And for some reason, storms like to just run right up that corridor. It cuts through across the state of Michigan. And this storm was no different. We hit the I-94 corridor. We just got past I-94, and it changed to ice like that, like a snap of a fingers. The temperatures dropped, and we were getting ice. And so it was a really good thing that we decided to come home on Thursday night, because at 4 a.m. the next morning, when we got home at 11, at 4 a.m. the next morning, I was out plowing and salting these parking lots and driveways. So it was super important, because I couldn't find someone to cover my route to plow. And so that is a goal of mine this year, is to find a couple of people that can take on 30 or so driveways and however many more parking lots I get, as whether they come on as subcontractors or they just fill in and I pay them for the work. Whatever it might be. Now, if I can find somebody that can just jump in my truck and go plow, I'm all for that. But that person is hard to find. That would have to be like an unemployed person or a self-employed person. And so that would be hard to find. And somebody that has experience plowing snow, because I don't want things damaged and things like that. You got to be careful when you're plowing snow. So that is something that I want to do this year. I want to find those people this year so that my family in February, we can head down there and enjoy our time. It was just a wonderful, wonderful time down there, the time that we had. Now, I was kind of stressed out because of the weather, and so I couldn't fully enjoy myself. Yes, I had a cold, and I was very focused on watching the weather because I wanted to see if that was going to push north or not, and it didn't. So we made the right decision on coming home early, but we really wanted to stay till Saturday. That would have just been a really wonderful time. We were planning on going to some museums in Louisville, and things like that while we were there, and we just didn't get to do that stuff. So next year, that is the plan. We're gonna work towards that and hopefully get to that spot. So, guys, that was really our trip to Louisville. I wish I could give more color to what we saw, but it was so massive, it was so huge that you can't explain it. So I did make a YouTube video. It's basically just showing equipment. I do a little bit of talking, but by and large, it's just music and equipment. So if you want to head over to the Lansing Lawn Service YouTube channel, you can see what we saw. All right, on the video. Now it doesn't do it justice. The video doesn't do it justice, just like at the Equip Expo. It doesn't do it justice, but you can see the atmosphere and everything that goes on there. There was a tractor pull that we went to on Wednesday night. That was exciting. It's just a great show. So head over to the Lansing Lawn Service YouTube channel. Check out that video. It was really amazing. So guys, with all that being said, that's it. I will see you in the next episode.